Hello and welcome to our introductory course on the Scrum Body of Knowledge, or the SBOK Guide. In this session, we'll look at the processes that are part of the plan and estimate phase. The processes that are part of the plan and estimate phase are: create user stories, estimate user stories and commit user stories, identify tasks, estimate tasks, and create sprint backlog. Let's begin with understanding briefly each of the processes that is part of the plan and estimate phase. The first process is create user stories. In this process, user stories and their associated user story acceptance criteria are created. User stories are usually written by the product owner and are designed to ensure that the customer's requirements are clearly depicted and can be fully understood by all stakeholders. User story writing workshops, which involve Scrum team members creating the user stories, should be held. The developed user stories are then incorporated into the prioritized product backlog. The next process is estimate user stories. In this process, the Scrum team estimate the efforts required to develop the functionality described in each user story. Next is commit user stories. In this process, the Scrum team commits to deliver the customer requirements in the form of committed user stories. Another process that's part of the plan and estimate phase is identify tasks. In this process, the committed user stories are broken down into specific tasks and compiled into a task list. During this process, a sprint planning meeting is held to facilitate creation of the task list. The next process is estimate tasks. In this process, the Scrum core team uses sprint planning meeting to estimate the effort required to accomplish each task in the task list. The output of this process is an effort estimate task list. The last process in this phase is create sprint backlog. In this process, the Scrum core team holds sprint planning meetings to create the sprint backlog containing all tasks to be completed in the sprint. Thank you for learning with us.